Move to the second lecture, or just the first lecture for today. And we move to Smirnova Evgenia, the chief architect of Usolye. So my name is Smirnova Evgenia. I'm a chief architect of Usolye-Sibirskoye, and today I will shortly tell you about what Usolye-Sibirskoye looks like and the future of it. Usolye-Sibirskoye is one of the oldest towns in the Angara region. It was founded as a settlement in 1969 by the Yenisei Cossacks, the Mikhailov brothers, who discovered a salt spring on the banks of the Angara River. In 1765, the plan was placed under this administration. The Irkutsk factory became a place of exile for hard labor, and after serving their term of imprisonment, the convicts were given the status of settlers and became free laborers, residents of the village of Usolye. The industry of pre-revolutionary Usolye was replaced not only by convict salt workers, the match factory, Solnce, but also by small leather workshop. In the 1940s, a health resort was founded, which is active nowadays. In years of Great Patriotic War, hospital number 3913 was placed in Usolye. In 1925, Usolye received town status and became a center of a big Usolye ration, but administratively it isn't. So Usolye right now is independent part of the region. In 1940s, the ending Sibirskoye was added to the name of the town. And during the Great Patriotic War, a sewing factory and a workshop of the chemical plant were so-called evacuated to Usolye-Sibirskoye, and rapid industrial development of the city received in the 1930s and 1940s, where a large chemical plant was built here, plant number 97. Today, the total area of municipality Usolye-Sibirskoye is 7.9 thousand hectares. The population size 73,809 people. Working age population just 40. Distance to Moscow 5,145 kilometers, and distance to Irkutsk, just regional center, 77 kilometers. Speaking about educational center, 5 institutions of secondary education, 14 general educational institutions, 28 preschool educational institutions, 5 institutions of additional education. Speaking about physical training and sport, there are 205 sports facilities of physical culture and mass sports in the city, including the Chemic Sports Complex, which includes about 10,000 seats. The main area of industry in the city. Speaking about the chemical production of medicine, potassium metal, monocrystal, and others, the extraction of minerals, and provision of services in this area. The heme farm manufacture, also some objects that produce other things, and also something that is connected with the extracting of it. Speaking about food production, is milk production, dairy products. Speaking about small products of machinery and equipment connected with wood processing and production of timber products. So for the long time, the main town forming enterprise of Usolye-Sibirskoye has long been the Usolye-Himprom plant. The large and prosperous enterprise was considered one of the centers of chemistry and in eastern Siberia, and there were about 109,000 of people, and the problems associated with the political crisis in Russia had a negative impact on Usolye-Himprom. And in 2017, the company was declared bankrupt. The bankruptcy was completed in 2020. The lack of a legal procedure for the liquidation of such companies at the same time led to a major environmental problems in the region. A large amount of waste such as mercury, chlorine and other similar waste of hazards class 1 or 2, including a large reservoir of 100 hectares near the bank of the Angara River, remained on the territory of the chemical giant. Downstream, the Angara is the source of water for many settlements. And thus, by the order of the President of the Russian Federation on measures to prevent and eliminate environmental pollution in the territory of the urban district of Usolye-Sibirskoye, Irkutsk region, a working group on prevention and elimination of environmental pollution in the urban district of Usolye-Sibirskoye, Irkutsk region, headed by Deputy Prime Minister Viktoria Valerievna Abramchenko, was established. And the President of the Russian Federation instructed to ensure that the works related to the identification and assessment of objects of accumulated environmental damage, the works to design the liquidation of accumulated damage. It is also worth noting that this order introduced an amendment to the legislation of the Russian Federation proving for specific features of liquidation of accumulated environmental damage, as the industrial infrastructure facilities that are being decommissioned, the so-called Usolye law, which will prevent such facilities from appearing in the territory of the Russian Federation. As a result of the work, a total area of 1,632 hectares has been identified as polluted, and information about it has been included in the state register, as well as 368 properties have been included in the groundwaters and are subject to dismantling. At the moment, on the basis of the state's contract, performs works on liquidation of the accumulated harm on the first stage in part of dismantling of the OCS. And the second phase of the accumulated damage elimination in the adjacent territories will be started with the deadline in 2025. One of the sections of the roadmap is the activities aimed to creating conditions for socio-economic development of the territory of the municipality of Usolye-Sibirskoye, just Irkutsk region. Thus, the order of the Ministry of Industry and Trade of the Russian Federation created the headquarters for the project creation of the Federal Center of Chemistry. The mission is to produce low and medium tonnage chemistry in order to ensure import independence of the Russian Federation by forming chemical enterprises in one territory, attracting residents to implement projects corresponding to the product's chain of low and medium tonnage chemistry in the form of distributed research, production and serves infrastructure with the participation of the project partner enterprises in Usolye-Sibirskoye and other cities of Irkutsk region, providing a full innovation cycle for development technological and introducing higher valued products to the new fast-growing green chemistry market. This project will ensure the socio-economic development of the city in the long term, as well as maintain and strengthen its role as a national center for the chemical industry. Today, the green tradition of industries is becoming a key trend for the economy and society for the economic years, and the city of Usolye-Sibirskoye is preparing to become the center of this transition. The goal of green chemistry is to minimize or, if possible, eliminate the harmful effect of the environment. To this end, enterprises are being set up as part of a green zero waste cluster and eco park, which operate on the principle of recycle. In order to successfully implement the FHC project, Usolye-Sibirskoye municipality has the necessary list of tools and investment potential. So there are the 850 hectares of land are available for investment project. Also in the area identified for the implementation of the in the Usolye-Sibirskoye salt deposit, one of the largest commercial deposit of table salt in eastern Russia, with unlimited reserves. The deposit is well suited to the needs of the chemical and food industries. The salt is extracted by the borehole method. Also, engineering and technical infrastructure facilities with necessary resources, favorable economic and geographical location, availability of high qualified human resources in the field of chemistry. Also, historical dimension, the city has been taking part in the program. It's very important to note the social and city program, and also to ensure good life for people, for citizens of these lives, and ecologically friendly city. At the same time, the city takes an active part in the all-Russian competition of the best project for creating a comfortable urban environment in the category of small towns. And right now you can see the cities, places, streets that are renovating. And also performing comfort in places, public places. Our city makes such things that you can see on the slide. And also we participate in the competence just to improve the city. So in 2020, we won the competition of renovation, embankment of the river Молодежная. Of course, the citizens truly love our city. And also we won the renovating of the place, the concept of renovating public places for the street Internationalny. In 2023, another project concept of improvement of international street town from term window in Usolye-Sibirskoye in 2023. The city is actively developing housing construction, and by the end of 2023, about 6,000 square meters of housing is expected to be commissioned. Also, it's important to note that the complex innovation of the territory is exactly expected to be in a regional way in Usolye. With a total area of 11 hectares, with a deadline of 10 years, a total housing stock of 46 square meters has been appointed and as the responsible part of the implementation in our city. And the 335 series apartment building are also subject to resettlement and design documentation has already been prepared for the construction of a 96 apartment residential building to be completed about in 2024 as part of the National Sports Development Project. Also, for the realization, we have a school for 825 pupils and a kindergarten for 140 pupils. And Usolye-Sibirskoye also takes an active part in the national project Culture and Ecology. The city of Usolye-Sibirskoye has been through a lot of turmoil, but we love our city and are moving forward with confidence. And right now I'm ready to answer your questions. Could you shortly speak what are main ecological problems that are in Usolye-Sibirskoye? Speaking about the answer is that the most important facts are to improve the city with the green area. We have in Usolye-Sibirskoye trees that are actually very old, and these green plants are not so good, and the poplars are also very old. And speaking about the question of ecology, the greening is the most important key factor right now. Also, the Himprom is located not so far away, about 1,004 kilometers from the main city center, and so the main point is just greening the territory, just step by step. And what kind of help do we need to give you? We need to understand what kind of trees of planting are very important for the city center that will grow for a long period of time, get enough air and oxygen. Thank you. I want to shortly comment the previous lecture. I just like the optimism of your project, of your speech. Just very optimistic, not depressive. It's full of enthusiasm, very short and structured. If you need any kind of help, just we are ready to help. Yes, speaking about the enthusiasm, we want to reduce the effect of Himprom. So speaking right now that something is impossible is impossible. Everything is possible, just we need enough strength to do.